However, they advise their customers that the obligation to protect your interests in the purchased properties is solely upon you. They wish to strongly advise that you exercise the following simple due diligence measures to secure your property. Ensure that the property is fenced off at its boundaries to prevent squatters, trespassers, illegal entry or encroachment by third parties. Inspect the property from time to time, stay up to date on any suspicious developments on the ground. Assign a responsible diligent caretaker or overseer, preferably one who is a member of the local community, to keep a lookout on the property if you do not intend to commence development immediately. Always consult a registered surveyor or Horizon Properties officers to assist in beacon sitting and boundary verification whenever unsure. Consult a registered surveyor to assist with site beacons and verify boundaries before you commence development on your property. And ensure that you obtain regular statutory approvals before commencement of development works. Now, Horizon Properties will not bear responsibility or liability for any squatters, trespassers, illegal entry or encroachment on the property by third parties beyond the conclusion of the sales transaction. They therefore advise all their customers to exercise and apply the above measures as much as possible to avoid being inconvenienced. We now listen to a presentation by Dr. Sokyo Mpindi, CEO from Horizon Properties. Good evening, listeners.
Good evening, listeners. Good evening, clients, and good evening, customers. We are back this evening to continue disseminating information relating to the property market and property transactions. We've continued with this assignment of disseminating information because we understand that the public has no formal source of information, so it's incumbent upon us, the practitioners, to disseminate our experts' information to the public, to enable the public to make informed decisions, and also enable the practitioners to improve service delivery. Of recent, I had an advert talking about buying property at 173 kwacha per day. My understanding with that advert is very difficult. So we continue to give more information to the public, expert information that can help the public to make informed decisions. This evening we continue with viewing. Viewing is not simple as you may think, because it's about the viewing and the inspections you make that will give you comfort at the end of the transaction. This evening we are looking at observation techniques. There are mainly two types of observation techniques. We have one, the covert observation. Covert observation means that what you are doing is undercover, meaning that no one knows who you are and what you are looking for. Meaning that you are doing your own research, independent research. Number two, we have overt observation. Overt observation means the people are aware of your presence and the reasons why you are at the property. Now, having said that, I would like you to also to look at the behavior of the vendor, the seller, and the behavior of the selling agent. Number one, when you view the property, the vendor or the agent, the estate agent, know that you are there to inspect the property and make a decision whether or not to purchase. Number two, if really they want to sell the property, they will try whatever they can to convince you that the property is the right good prospect for you to buy. Kindly note, it is up to the prospecting purchaser, you, to make sure that you receive the correct balance between the positive and negative aspects of the property. It is your responsibility that you weigh, you make a decision. Now, in this observation, and you need to use the senses, or your senses, God-given senses. The first senses, sense of smell. It could look funny or strange, but smell is very important aspect when you go to view the property. Does the property smell damp? If it smells damp, the indication is that there might be problems with the wet or dry rot in the house. Number two, or B, can you smell other unusual smells that you can't figure out? The indication could be that the ventilation is poor, and so what you do also try to make sure all windows open. It also tells you that when you purchase the property, you might need to spend on ventilation. So that's why now you're using the sense of smell to give you to make sure that you really understand what you are buying. Do the drains smell inside or outside the house, the property? If the drains are smelling, there's a bad smell. It could indicate that there's blockages in the drainage, or there's inadequate drainage, or could be there'll be more serious problems with the sewer system in the area. So this is all this helps you to understand the situation, the property, and you make a decision when you are actually you will not have any regrets. Number two, the sense of sight. Can you see any problem with the structure of the property? Are there any cracks in the wall? Firstly, is the crack on the plaster wall, or is on both sides of the wall? Now, if the crack, you can see it from both sides of the wall, it means now that is now a structural crack where you will need a civil engineer or structural engineer to look at the extent of that crack. Is it from the foundation, or is it from the slab or the plane? You have to understand. Is it from the plane, or is from the slab? So use a sense of sight to observe such. Have you seen the neighbors? Have you seen them? Do they look like the sort of people with whom all your tenants would be happy to be with? Because you can buy a property and you find yourself that you have bought yourself hell. You can't sleep, you are quarreling, you are being attacked by neighbors, and so on. So you need to observe. Number three, the sense of sound. A, can you hear any noises that might be annoying or disturb your peace of mind? That is, if you buy the property. Indeed, even your tenants, if there's noise in the property, will your tenants accept or be comfortable? So you need to observe, you need to hear the sound. Are there any noises? or when you're inside, are there noises outside that are annoying, that can't give you a peace of mind? Try to visit the property at different times. You have a feel of the sound when you're inside and also outside. Now, first of all, and in addition to that, can you feel the sense of touch? When you touch the walls, are there any lumps or bumps in the plaster? Or indeed, when you're moving, are there bumps on the floor? The bumps might mean lack of waterproofing, and it may mean that when you buy the property, you need to spend or to remedy the problem to do with waterproofing. And thereafter, also look at what the extent of the dampness of the property. And in addition to the sense of touch, are the taps working? Is there hot water? Request for the vendor or the agent to demonstrate how the taps are functioning. Then you would have inspected and used all the sense of observation to inspect the property and take notes. Please take note, and also this can help you also when you are in the process of bargaining, because you would have noticed that you need indeed to do some kind of touches and spend some money in the property to make it good. So these are some of the steps you can take when you are viewing property. We'll continue to guide you so that you will be able to become an expert in terms of property development, property purchases,
After
and
the
so on.
mandate is signed, our team begins the marketing process immediately, listing your property on various platforms and reaching out to potential buyers. Let us help you sell with confidence, transparency, and professionalism. Call us on +260 211 260422 or +260 211 226 Horizon Properties, the real property merchants. Want to list
In the studio this evening, I have Mbewe Adrian, who is a Sales and Listings Coordinator. We also have Derek Atongo, Sales and Projects Officer, as well as Mtanda Kahuta, Sales Executive, all from Horizon Properties. Gentlemen, good evening to you, and you're welcome to the program this evening.
Good evening, Norman. Thank you so much for having us tonight.
All right. A quick reaction to the doctor's presentation.
The presentation, I think, is a bit unique because a few of us know to say senses, of course, are involved when you are inspecting property. Because most of us unconsciously go to view property and look at certain things, small things, and just overlook them and everything, and then make decisions to buy. But information is being given tonight because people face a lot of maybe issues or challenges because certain things were not done right. So, in as much as we do our due diligence with regards to documentation and everything, let us also get to check our senses, like Dr. says, in this presentation tonight. And if at all you have any questions, contributions, clarifications, because I know this is new to a lot of people, please send us an email to info@horizonproperties.com so that you can best explain what is presented on tonight. So please, if you have any questions with regards to using your senses to view property, please send us an email to info@horizonproperties.com and we'll gladly give you the information you need.
That's definitely a take-home message there. I didn't know that people have to actually focus on relying on using their senses.
Even smelling.
To determine a particular area that they'd like to move in. So that's cardinal right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about farmland. I know we are, well, we're just obviously closer to finishing September, but into October, November. Pretty soon the rains might be upon us, and maybe it could be the perfect time to purchase some farmland. In terms of farmland, what is currently available through Horizon Properties, and what kind of buyers are showing the most interest in these opportunities? Is it retirees? Is it young people like myself? Is it the Gen Zs? Are people just walking through and saying, look, I would like to purchase land because I want to get into farming?
Yeah, so it's important actually to note that gone are the days when buying farmland was left for retirees. Because a few of us who, I don't know what best term I can use, but most of us who grew up in Lusaka or in town, I would say, still feel to say, no, I'm going to farm. Maybe after 60 years, that's what I'm talking about. And you know, the most mistake that people make is using pension money to buy a farm and conduct all sorts of experiments with the little money that you have in your retirement. And you know, such mistakes I think can be avoided by buying land now. But you're better off as you start work, you get yourself a farm, so that you can do all your experiments whilst you still have an opportunity to still make money from your workstation and you still invest in that particular farm. Because as you get to maybe 10 years of service, you have gotten to a point whereby you have mastered the art of farming. You have known the challenges that are faced, for instance, you plant tomato in particular season, all those issues. But you can imagine only if you get your pension money, and then of course you buy a farm somewhere, and if you're unfortunate, you still go back to whatever it is that you got and all that. So the stress can be avoided. And right now, because of the many, of course, lessons that we've presented on radio, there's a bit of a shift. What's happening is that now we are seeing young people step forward to actually to get to purchase land. And we've seen a lot of young people, of course, get to inquire about land. It's not just left for retirees or left for those that may have the money to pay off at once. Because despite our farms being affordable, what we've done is that we've also created installment plans. And like we've always said on the show, don't shy away from getting the information that you need. This is why every day as we begin the show, I get to mention to say if you have any questions, contributions, or anything discussed on the show, send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com, because this is an opportunity for you to actually to get to interact with us, an opportunity for you to actually to get to know what we are offering for sale, not an opportunity to just listen and wait for next Tuesday to listen to another program. Let's take the steps so that we actually get to know where these lands are, what are the processes involved. Because you know, there's people who still think to say, when you're buying property, you're buying a farm, you're buying a plot. The reason you never have time to consult. So please engage in conversation so that you can understand the processes that come with inspection, processes that come with buying, and processes, of course, that come with after you purchase that particular property, all the way up to, of course, property ownership, which is title. So please do get in touch with us on the numbers that we'll give on the show, or simply send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com. Do not wait to buy land, like we always say, and you buy land and wait, especially now, because we're in September, we're getting to October. And very soon, once we have the first lens, you see people panic, rushing to Kablonga to come and inquire on farms. They all want to get the farms and start farming almost immediately, forgetting to set their processes to these particular farms. And in most times, if their expectations cannot be met by the processes that have been put in place, so that we save these particular clients diligently, others need to start saying, I know you can change fast, but the question is, very fast. What is it that they're not doing right? You need to ask yourself questions. It's not just about meeting the expectations of course, going with the process, not overlooking the processes of what we need to do for you before we actually get to hand over those farms. So what we want to emphasize now is that buy land now. Do not wait to buy land. And buy land before people actually get to know the value of those lands that you buy. And to sum it up, we have farms in Chisamba, which we have priced at 100,000 kwacha for 5 acres. These are 9 kilometers from the third road, which is Old Mungwa Road, the moment you get to Mwasompora. On the same road, we have other lots, which are 5 acres as well, only 6 kilometers from the third road, and these at 150,000 kwacha. So do not be confused. we have farms which are selling at 100,000 kwacha, 9 kilometers from the tarmac, and then we also have farms which are selling at 150,000 kwacha, which are just 6 kilometers from the tarmac. All these are in Chisamba, almost the same direction. And for these particular ones, I must mention to say we only have a few lots remaining. We had quite a number of lots as we started selling, but now I can confirm to say we have maybe slightly above 5 portions which have remained in Chisamba. So if you're someone who's been banking and thinking to say no, buy in December, the best you can do is either to put in a commitment now or simply get onto an installment payment, especially if you've already viewed. If you've not viewed, please do get in touch with us so that we can actually take you on site this week so that you don't miss out on these particular lots that have remained in Chisamba. And then we have other lots in Mongole. So these are also 5-acre portions of land which we've placed at 150,000 kwacha. So 14 kilometers from the Momba Road. And please, for Mongole, you need to pay attention to the distances I'm giving, because we have different locations in Mongole with land selling for different prices. So we have land 14 kilometers from Momba Road on the gravel road, and then you branch off from the gravel road after you do 14 kilometers for about 4 kilometers up to the site. So these are selling for 150,000 kwacha, slightly after Mambeshe. If you want, you can get in from 10 miles. Since a lot of people know Mongole from 10 miles, you simply turn on the tarmac that goes to the palace. Where the tarmac ends, you proceed straight going with the gravel road, all the way up to where the lands are. I think from there it should be in the radius of about 26 kilometers from the tarmac. And you get to where we have this particular 5 acres, 450,000 kwacha. Then we also have another section right in Mongolia. You simply turn off from Momba Road and drive for 21 kilometers if you're coming from Momba Road. From 10 miles, you have to do a load of gravel, because you do almost about 30 to about 40 kilometers of gravel, all the way up to where we have 5-acre portions of land, which we are still selling at 150,000 kwacha. The difference is that a number of things on these particular lots have been done already for you in terms of access and other issues which, of course, you don't have to worry about when you buy. So 150,000 kwacha gets you a 5-acre lot, again in Mongole on the second lot. And then we have farms in Chiawa. So Chiawa, we've talked about it a number of times. We talked about site visits and just a number of issues that we brought out so that the listeners can actually get to understand what we have for sale. So we have 3 sizes of portions that we've done in Chiawa. 5 acres, which we are selling at 60,000 kwacha. We have 20 acres, which we are selling at 120,000 kwacha. And then we have 50 acres, which we are selling at 350,000 kwacha. Now, the question that most people ask when they inquire is, where is Chiawa? Maybe let Mr. Lutanda talk about this.
Okay, for one, I wasn't expecting to throw me on that one because, I mean, he's an expert in this. He's an encyclopedia, Mr.
You're learning. You're learning.
All right.
Well,
so,
learning.
basically, Chiawa is in Chirundu. And just slightly before you reach the Chirundu border, you turn to your left. And then, I don't know if they also call that Leopards Road or, yeah. So you turn on to, actually, people call it Chirundu Road, some call it Leopards Road. So
Lower Zambezi Road.
Lower Zambezi Road, yes. So you turn on that road and then you move 9 kilometers, which brings you to the Zambi Farms. And then you turn to your left and then move 15 kilometers from there, taking you now to the farmland itself. What you're going to find there is that you're going to find natural vegetation that is still intact. And for the most part, maybe just 5 acres or so was used for farming. And the rest of the area, we're talking about 500 hectares or so, yes, that we have in this area that people have bought into. That is obviously virgin farmland, Mr. Zaza. So this is of course suitable for a lot of things, and many people have bought. And also what I'd like to say, we're going to have a site visit to this place so that at least people have an orientation and appreciation of this place, just like we had 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago that we had the other site visitation, yes? Yeah, so we have another one this weekend on Saturday, and we expect that we already have a number of people that are coming on, and everybody that is interested in viewing this place also. Not about no. Come over, see this place yourselves, have your own sense of, okay, this is what, and Adrian was maybe speaking too much English or telling lies here and also went south here. Come on the ground and you shall surely see that what we tell you is exactly what is on the ground. And if you ask my opinion concerning the sizes, I would readily say you should more entertain the 50 acres and the 20 acres. I mean, the distance involved needs to be worth your while. But of course, if the budget does not allow, then you can then proceed and consider the 5 acres also.
Yeah, and like he said, limited slots available. So when we started marketing, of course, like he said, we had the number of lots selling, but now a number of people bought into this particular site, and we only have a few lots remaining. So for those of course that are coming with us on Saturday, please make sure that you don't miss out on this appointment, so that you actually get to view, and then we can actually come back, talk, and finalize this particular sales. We have.
And just before we move on, he moves on to another farmland because again, we're a master of farmlands. Concerning the Chiawa visitation, the best time to, of course, contact us and schedule a viewing, considering we're going to be moving really early in the morning for this one, the best time for us to start locking in and creating those appointments is now. Obviously, time is late now, but let's make those calls. You can send the messages now and make those calls tomorrow also. Schedule that viewing appointment. It is paramount that you do. The number to contact, you can contact me on 0977 800 203. You can contact me on, I repeat my number, 0977 800 203. Or you can contact Mr. Adrian Bewe on
0777 002756. So my number is 0777 002756. And moving away from Chiawa, we have farms in Chongwe, Mbango area. So here we have, of course, 5-acre portions of land, which are only 12 kilometers from the Giant Great East Road after Chongwe town, and the price is only 150,000 kwacha. So places like, let's say, Mbango are places where you won't find a lot of land, let's say maybe 100 hectares of land. It's spaces where we actually get to have limited stock. Mostly when we find that maybe a particular lot we don't have maybe 5 acres, 24. Kasira, Kaja, 5 acres, maybe 25 and all that. So when a listing like this comes on board, the best you can do is jump on and get. Because now it's rare that you go to a good area, good road network is there, power is there, people have settled, there's a market, there's a clinic, there's schools around, maybe 2 or 3, and people doing all sorts of farming. Mbango is that particular place that you need. And all that I've talked about is right in Mbango. And the best you can do, of course, is to get a portion of these limited slots that we have available for sale. Because give it a month, these will not be there. And you have lost out. And people are fond of saying, guys, must have a farm by Basso by then. No, don't be the person that come and say, no, there's no good but number 2 minutes. Please come through and buy now. And I say this all the time, don't wait to buy land and wait. So that's what we have in Mbango. They also have other 5 acres of land in Chamlimba, still on the Chongwe side, slightly after Chongwe town. Then you branch off to the right for about 14 kilometers. So there we have 5-acre portions of land, which we are selling at 75,000 kwacha.
All right. Now, from your day-to-day sales experience, are clients buying plots mainly to build immediately, or was it to hold for future investments, land banking as you call it, and which areas are currently available?
Thank you so much, Nono. I think we have quite a number of areas that we'll actually get to present. But to answer the first part of your question, Nono, we're sitting here with proud faces that at least us as Zambians who have now picked up in terms of how we look at the investment in terms of investing in land. It's a situation where you would see foreigners to come and invest into your own country. They put up structures, they put up businesses, and you as locals, you get to actually work for them, which we know to say that obviously that is investment brought to the country. But I think many times we as Zambians would have a look of investing in land in terms of, no, I need to save up, I need to have enough money for me to actually just buy and begin to build. But right now, no, the case is different, because when you look at the amount of land that is remaining just within Lusaka, you realize that in different locations, there's no more land. Okay, if you are going to go to Chala today, there are high chances that you either get an incomplete house or you buy a house, but there are rare chances that you're going to find just bare land for you to buy. And if you're going to find bare land, obviously the pricing again it will be a different story. But when you look at people now, people are rushing to buy land, just to buy and now go back to the drawing board in terms of what are you going to put up on that particular piece of land in terms of development. Is it going to be your official residence? Is it going to be an investment in terms of building flats or whatever you can build there for business purposes? Is it going to be a commercial property? So people now have realized that it is better off to buy land and wait, like Adrian said, rather than wait and buy land later, because the moment you begin to wait, the value of that particular piece of land always keeps on increasing. As a result, in terms of pricing, you always get that particular portion of land at an expensive price. Why? Because you have been waiting and the value of that particular land or that particular location has continued gaining. So when we present these sites that we have, we would like to appeal to our listeners, those that are listening to us. Maybe you are listening to this program for the first time, or you have been listening to this particular program, like Adrian mentioned, that you are just waiting. You are thinking, oh, okay, Horizon Properties always mentioned that they have got some plots in Kafue, so I still have some time. Let me take my time for me just to maybe at a later stage for me to get on board and be able to buy. But you may not understand that as time goes by, even if we may have a limited slots, many, you still find that you're going to get that particular portion at a different price than at the time when you actually were supposed to make a decision for you to come on board. So in terms of us presenting the residential sites that we have, we have a new site that we actually just recently launched in Westwood, which is Lusaka West. That is Mumba Road. So Westwood site, it is just after the Westwood police station. Those that are familiar with Mumba Road, once you reach the Westwood police station, you just turn to your right and drive about 3 kilometers inside. You find that perfect site. What is interesting on this site, is that the pricing itself, it's very attractive. Okay, when you look at the area and you look at how it is coming up, the value of this place is way above the prices that are there currently. So if you are looking for a plot in Lusaka West, we have a Westwood site that has about 20 by 30 plots that are on title that are going for only 65,000 kwacha. Okay, so if you are looking for a plot in Lusaka West, this is an opportunity, because these plots are selling very fast because the pricing is actually way below what the market would actually determine. But because you are getting it from Horizon Properties, this is an opportunity for you to actually invest. So if you are looking for a plot in Lusaka West and you want to schedule a site visit to look at these plots that we have in Westwood, please contact us on 077 9707 215. I repeat the number, 077 9707 215. Give us a call or just simply send us a text on WhatsApp on the same number that I just mentioned. We'll be able to respond and schedule a site visit so that you can benefit from this new site that has just come up. Away from Lusaka West, we also have plots in Katuba. So the plots that we have in Katuba, they are equally 20 by 30s. These are going for 75,000 kwacha. Okay, so our Katuba site is just about 2.7 kilometers from the Great North Road. And this site, as well, it's a site where people have built and people are living there. So if you're looking for a plot along the Great North Road, this is a perfect site that you should consider. As usual, give us a call, send us a text. We can schedule an appointment with you and take you on site so that you can take advantage of these plots. You are getting a 20 by 30 plot on title at only 75,000 kwacha, which is just about 2.7 kilometers off the Great North Road tarmac. And if you speak of the Great North Road, you are aware that the dual carriageway there has actually added so much value to the land that is along the Great North Road. And this is an opportunity for people to move in, because the moment they finish doing that road, business activities are booming, definitely the value will actually go extremely high. Then away from Katuba, we also have the Kafue site. Okay, we understand that people are moving now from Kafue. They are working in Lusaka, they are coming for work and go back home in Kafue. So if you're someone that is looking for a plot in Kafue and you're wondering whether Horizon Properties has something in Kafue, we do have a site actually in Kafue Estate C7. So there we also have the 20 by 30 plots on title that you can take advantage of in Kafue Estate, that is C7. So if you're looking for a plot in Kafue, please come to Horizon Properties. We'll be able to take you on the ground and secure your plot at only 75,000 kwacha as well. Then we also have plots in Njorwe, that is around the Repadziu Road. Those that are looking for land around the Repadziu Road, we have a site in Njorwe. So our Njorwe site is just after the Paravana junction there. Just I think about a kilometer, then you turn to your right, and then you drive inside about 6.5 kilometers, you have the site there. So our site in Njorwe has got the 20 by 30 plots going for 100,000 kwacha. So if you're someone that is looking for land along Leopards Hill, our Njorwe site is there, though we have just a limited number of plots that are there. And this is the time for you to actually come on board and secure your portion. Away from Njorwe, no, we cannot shy away and we cannot miss or rather talk about the Green Village. So the Green Village, it is a project that is actually being pioneered by Horizon Properties, for those that are listening to us for the first time. So the Green Village is a gated community in Silverest Extension. So when you get to the airport roundabout, you actually maintain the Great East Road. You drive about 20 kilometers from the airport roundabout, and you turn to your right, just about 2 kilometers inside, you get to the Green Village. So the Green Village is a project that is up and running. We already have residents there, people are living there, people are building, and services are there for actually to ease the construction process of the people that are buying into the Green Village. So if you are looking for a plot in a gated community which is more secure, a gated community where you actually have an opportunity to expose your family to a new environment that has like-minded just like you, and people that are looking forward to live in an environment that will shape the future of their kids, this is the site that they should consider. So from the Green Village, we have two sizes of plots. We have the 20 by 22.5. These are actually 450 square meters plots. These are going for 120,000 kwacha only. And then we also have the 30 by 30 plots going for 228,000 kwacha only. Of course, the Green Village, if you are buying, you are paying cash and you are paying full pay, the full price. We do actually give a discount. For those that would want to pay under installment or under a payment plan, we actually do have a payment plan. So if you are looking for a plot in a gated community like we have just described, the Green Village, come to Horizon Properties. We'll be able to actually share more information, take you on the ground, check through what is happening there, the people that have moved up, that have moved into the site. How is the site developing? At what rate is the site developing? You actually be amazed that you're living in Lusaka, yet people are actually developing as far as Silverest Extension. So away from the Green Village, we also have the Stumbeko site. So for Stumbeko, we have actually two sizes. We have the 50 by 50 plots that are going for 25,000 kwacha only. Okay, so if you are looking for a more affordable site, the Stumbeko site is one of those sites. And this site, a 50 by 50 going for 25,000 kwacha, it is on title. It is on title. So away from the 50 by 50, we also have 1 acre plots. So these 1 acre plots, they are going for 38,000 kwacha. So our Stumbeko site is actually located, you drive through Mumbwa Road, all the way up to Stumbeko Market. So just around Mumbwa Road, there's the Stumbeko Market just around the main tarmac. So once you reach the Stumbeko Market, you actually branch off and drive about 17 kilometers inside. Okay, so you turn to your right if you're coming from Lusaka. So you drive about 17 kilometers inside, you find this site that has got 50 by 50 plots going for 25,000 kwacha and 1 acre plots going for 38,000 kwacha. This is a good site, Nono, because it presents people with a lot of opportunities. It's a developing area, people are living there, and if you are looking for land where you want to invest and later on maybe come up with something that you can develop in that particular location, this is an opportunity, because if you are going to get a 50 by 50 Nona, 25,000 kwacha, you are not losing money, actually you are investing, because in no time the value of that area will still go up and you realize that you would have actually made the right choice at the right time. So we're appealing to those that are listening to us that the Tumbeko site is up and running. Get 1 acre at 38,000 kwacha on title, and the land is ideal for any activities, either be it farming or residential.
Mr. Zaza, I would like to make mention, of course, with all the properties that Mr. Katongo has brought on board, or rather just mentioned. You are saying our clients buying plots are mainly to build immediately or to hold for future investments. Now, this part is very interesting, of course, looking as to the properties that have been mentioned. I would say it would be answered according to classification, I mean the groups of buyers that we have. Now, this is, I would say, general or rather generic classification, Mr. Zaza. There's this group that we call the first-time buyers, and of course the seasoned property buyers. In the first-time buyers, you're going to find that there's the older age group, or rather those people that are more advanced in age. We're talking about people in their 40s and extending on, and then of course the younger group, we're talking about, of course, below 40, 39 and coming lower. So in the very same, the first-time buyers, where it's in the older age group, you're going to find that they're usually buying complete houses, incomplete houses also, and you're also going to find them buying plots as well, because these have got more access and availability of funds. You see, the older you grow, also more access to funds, so I guess that works in their advantage. And then the other group is, of course, in the first time buyers, we're talking about the younger group. Usually you're going to find that they'll buy land that can suffice their budget, so to say. And mainly it is the idea that they're trying to escape the renting aspect. So they're most likely going to buy a residential plot and look towards developing it, and then of course start living in it, living on that property and stop paying rent. So that is another, of course, the younger group. And of course the properties that would suit them have already been announced by Mr. Katongo. We would of course talk about the Green Village project, the Lusaka West, Westwood plots that we have, and all these other areas that of course are not only at competitive prices, but also have payment plans to cater to all these groups. Now, another and very interesting group also is the seasoned or repeat property buyers, Mr. Zaza. This group is usually buying land to, of course, practice land banking, and they're also buying land to develop because they're already or now aspiring to become landlords. You know, buying property so that you could develop it for accommodation purposes, either of course boarding accommodation or chabi as strictly residential and all of these aspects. And here, however, these are the people that now look at property in all areas, and the budget is usually more healthier and non-restrictive, so to say. So these are the people or other categories of people that are buying property as to time or when is the best time to buy, Mr. Zaza. If this has already been attended to by Mr. Mbewe Adrian. I'll use another thing other than don't wait to buy land and wait. I would say this, we've already said this before. The best time to plant a tree, Mr. Zaza, was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. You can't go back in time, and you want to at least see the fruits of your labor. The best time to do it is now before you advance in age, just like Mr. Mbewe Adrian said. Mufuna wangu is in pension manje kushita practice farming. Of course, like he mentioned, you risk the chances of you getting duped in the purchasing process. Of course, if you come to Horizon Properties, you forego that risk. And then now, if you're a novice, Mr. Zaza, you are going to fall a number of times. But then you're looking at your last monies or your last bank, and then now that's what you're going to be getting on your training wheels with. that is not advisable. So we advise people to buy land now, so that then they can start using it or manipulating it to their liking and learn what works for them and what doesn't. And at least in the next 3-4 years, they'll become experts in whatever field they do in that land manipulation or development.
All right. Just tuned in, you are listening to Property Focus. Let's take a mini break. We'll be right back.
The fastest growing
Located? Where can people find them?
Well, Mr. Zaza, we have a number of complete and incomplete houses. I'll talk about, take for instance, in Lilai, we have an incomplete 4-bedroom house. This is at roof level and has provisions of self-contained bedrooms also. The property sits on a 20 by 30 title plot and is located only 500 meters from Shantungu Road. This property is going at only 650,000 kwacha. This is a 4-bedroom incomplete house at roof level with provision of self-contained bedrooms on a 20 by 30 plot in Lilai, going at only 650,000 kwacha and only 500 meters from Shantungu Road. I would then obviously push in a property that also caught my attention, Mr. Zaza. This is in Makeni West, where we have a very prime, incomplete 2-by-2 bedroom flat that is sitting on a 500 square meter plot on single title. The property is at roof level and is designed to accommodate modern features. The property is located in a developed neighborhood only 800 meters from the 3rd Mungwa Road, near Kasamu Trust School. ZESCO power lines are already on site and there are a number of developments in this area. The neighborhood is really coming up. This Makeni West 2-by-2 bedroom flat is only going at 450,000 kwacha. 450,000 kwacha gets you this 2-by-2 bedroom flat that is at roof level in Makeni West, only 800 meters from the Tarred Road. I would also like to push in other properties actually in a different category. I would say we don't usually mention a lot of rentals, so I'll also push in what we have in Chalala here. For rent in Chalala, we have a 4-bedroom house with 2 self-contained bedrooms, inbuilt closets, kitchen fittings, living room, TV room, dining room, pantry, power backup, carport, borehole, and overhead tank, and a motorized gate, going at residential use 15,000 kwacha rental, and commercial use 20,000 kwacha. This is in Chalala, a 4-bedroom house, of course, with 2 self-contained bedrooms in it. Getting back to it, Mr. Zaza, I will then also bring on another incomplete, or rather has an incomplete structure on it. This time in Chivombo, we have a 5-acre land with a 3-room incomplete house and a caretaker's house located 9 kilometers from Great North Road, turning from John Market. This 5-acre with an incomplete structure in Chivombo, say 105 by 110 plot, that is located 800 meters from St. Eugene University. That is, of course, the Great North Road. The property includes a caretaker's house, storage rooms with ZESCO power already connected, a hand pump, and a tank stand, and is ideal for both residential use and boarding accommodation. Could be used for both, looking at the extent of this land, and is only going at 1,550,000 kwacha. So these are some of the properties that I wanted to bring to the attention of the people.
All right. Adrian, is there anything that you would like to add on there, obviously with regards to anything that we didn't touch bases in there?
Yeah, I know we've talked a lot about funds, we've talked about plots. and of course complete and incomplete houses, rental properties, and all. And maybe the bigger question that people want to ask is, or maybe people ask themselves as they listen is, how do they get to us so that they can see these properties? So please, if you want to have a physical appreciation of any of the properties that we've talked about on radio tonight, you can simply call me on 0777 002756, or simply send me a WhatsApp message or a direct message on 0777 002756, or you can simply call Mr. Rutanda on the number 0977 800 203. Please call Mr. Rutanda on the number 0977 800 203, or you can simply call Mr. Derek on the number 0779 707215. You can simply call Mr. Derek on the number 0779 707215. And then an exciting thing again is that this Saturday, which is the 27th of September 2025, we have the second visit to Chiawa Farms, which of course will take off from Kablonga at around 6:30 hours, of course driving through the Chirundo road. So please, if you're someone who wants to join the visit to Chiawa on Saturday, you can simply call us at the number 0777 002752. So please call us on the number 0777 002752 for the Chiawa site visit for Saturday. And in the same vein, if you're someone who would want to, of course, join us for the site visit to Chisamba, because we are not just doing Chiawa on Saturday, we are also doing Chisamba farms, both the ones for 100 and the ones, of course, for 150,000 kwacha. So if you're someone who would want to join the Chisamba site visit, which of course will start off at around 8 on Saturday, the number to call is 0979 189 703. So please call the number 0979 189 703 for the Chisamba site visit for Saturday. And then we also have other site visits which have been set for Saturday. Not really group visits like the ones for Chisamba and Chiawa. For those ones, I think you can still call Derek on the number that I've given, which is 0779 707215, if you want to view, let's say, the Lusaka West plots, the Green Village plots, or any other property that, of course, we have discussed on radio tonight. And if you have any questions, contributions with regards to everything that was discussed, the presentation by our CEO, and everything real estate that you want to know, please do send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com. And then I know we may have been fast in presenting certain detail of certain properties, of which maybe you missed out on one or two things. The best you can do is check us on Facebook, on our official Facebook page, which is Horizon Properties Limited, or simply check the Horizon Properties Limited farmlands page, which is specifically dedicated to farmlands, or simply check out the Horizon Properties Limited residential page, which is specifically dedicated to residential plots. And then if you're someone who wants to have an appreciation of what is happening at the Green Village, please check out Horizon Green Village project page right on Facebook. But for everything discussed, if you want to have a one-on-one, of course, interaction, we want to come to our offices so that you can ask all your questions and if possible get to pay. Please come to our Kablonga office, which is on Chindo Road, shop number 8 on the old Kablonga shopping complex. If you're someone who would want to inquire on construction issues, you can simply find us on the same road, which is Chindo Road, right opposite Woodlands A Primary School, where we have our head office to construction division. And then if you're someone who's from town and it may be hectic to drive to Kablonga or Woodlands, please go to to our town office, which is right on the alley behind Lusaka Hotel. You'll see a nicely blended office for Horizon Properties Limited, and of course people will be able to assist you. So for everything discussed on the show, for the many promotions that will be coming, for the many listings that you'd want to inquire on, maybe you're someone who's selling property here, maybe you're trying to rent out a property, please do send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com, and we are available to serve you.
All right. Gentlemen, I'd like to say thanks so much for coming through. Always a pleasure to have you guys here.
It's always a pleasure being here.
There you have it. That's it for today's episode.